This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I am joined by potentially the new heavyweight star of the division, Solomon Dacres, over Zoom. Solomon, first and foremost, how are you? How is life?
I'm all good, man. Yeah, all good. Just training, nothing too exciting. The boxer's lifestyle.
He says, "Oh, you say potentially nothing new and exciting, but you have got some exciting news now. You'll be making your pro debut on the Usyk-Joyce bill. Just how excited are you to have this opportunity now to get into the ring as a professional?"
Yeah, yeah, I'm very excited. Finally got a date. Penciled in now, so I got a goal to look towards. A specific date, and I can get myself ready to go and get myself underway in the professional ranks, man. Yeah, I'm excited.
I think it was around November time when I stopped by the gym to catch up with all of you guys. Since then, how have you found kind of training as a professional, trying to taper your skill set to the professional style?
Yeah, it's been good, man. Just it takes time, obviously, to make adjustments, and it's going to take more time, as we have more fights. But it's good, to just settle into the training. Obviously, it's different to the amateurs. The sessions I'm doing are like 12 to 15 rounds of boxing, whereas before, I'm boxing 3 3s. We do say 6 rounds to 8, and that was a long session.
You got this date now to look forward to, as we mentioned, on that Usyk-Joyce bill. No opponent announced as of yet, but have you been kind of recommended any names? Have you got a list of names that have been put to you?
Yeah, I think my management, I've had a look at a couple of guys that it could potentially be. So they'll just get that sorted out. So they just give me a little heads up. But for my debut, we're just going to be ready to go, whoever it is.
Usually, so when it is somebody's debut, no matter what level they've boxed at as an amateur, it will either be somebody who's classed as that journeyman, or somebody who's maybe on a similar level to yourself, maybe 1-0 or 2-0, just kind of starting out in their own career. For yourself, what are you anticipating?
Yeah, probably someone that's had a couple. I had a few fights, but I don't really know, to be honest. It's probably like more the journeyman, to be honest. But someone that's not gonna just be in there. They're gonna come and have a few swings maybe, and give it a go at least. Hopefully, and I think that'll make it a more exciting fight.
For those who haven't been able to see you as an amateur, so we know that the amateur pedigree, you've got those who work in the boxing world, but everybody who's going to tune in and watch you, what should we all be in store for?
Yeah, man, just a explosive performance. To be honest, a great boxing IQ. I'm gonna put on a bit of a boxing clinic to start, but definitely when the openings are there, man, it's just gonna be explosive from me. I love to let my hands go. I love to have a scrap, and I'm definitely gonna be having an entertaining fight regardless.
As a newcomer to the division, when you do see those big fights which took place last year and the ones which we could see this year, does it kind of give you an even more of a burning desire to try and get up there as quickly as possible in your own situation?
Yeah, I suppose so. That's the goal, and you want to be up there. You want to be in those big fights. And that's the desire that you have. But also, the management team, and they're there to guide the pathway the right way. Because I might feel like I'm ready to fight whoever, and I will fight whoever, but they'll probably just guide me and say, right, we've got to take this fight at a certain time, to build it properly. But yeah, those big fights, that's what I'm in boxing for, man, to have those big fights. So hopefully I can get them, some point, in the next couple of years, definitely.
You ended up signing with Matchroom, so just talk to me about that decision. What made you go down the route of signing with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing?
Yeah, we just felt like looking at the platform that they've got, the following and the whole package, it would be the best thing for me. They gave us an amount of fights for the year, penciled in the contract, so we know we're going to be active for the year. We just know what we're getting, and we know the platform they've got. Sky Sports, the Zone, huge platform, and we know that we're going to definitely get the best backing by being Eddie Hearn. Feel like he's the best promoter in the game, to be honest.
So whilst I've got you, I just want to get your thoughts on a few heavyweight fights which have been announced or being discussed. White Povetkin 2 being one of those. What are your thoughts on the rematch?
Yeah, I think, if you're looking at the first fight, other than, the brutal knockout, White was really dominating it. So as long as White can get over that little demon of, he did get knocked out, and not be too gun shy. He's gonna be a bit more, hesitant, definitely. But as long as he can still remain confident, he should touch up a few things and see it all the way through this time.
Joe Joyce has been very vocal that he'd like to face Alexander Usyk next. Your thoughts, Sol, if that one did go ahead?
Yeah, that'd be a good fight, man. I think Joyce over 12 rounds, is gonna be a handful for Usyk. I don't think Usyk will be able to stop Joyce over 12 rounds and keep him off, stop him from, doing what he does, man, being the juggernaut, looking at the Chisora performance for Usyk. If Joe Joyce was in there, he would have beat him definitely. He gave him a few little problems here and there, Chisora did, and Joyce is a much bigger and fitter heavyweight, definitely.
Another fight, Fabio Wardley versus Eric Molina. Your thoughts again, Sol?
Yeah, that's a good step up fight. Molina's only really took his losses at sort of world title level. So, that's a big step up for Wardley, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see if he can come good off it. It gives him a little stepping stone then into bigger things, man. It's a tough test, that.
One fight which we won't see, but it kind of both fighters said that they'd be up to it for me. To me, sorry. Alan Babbage has just announced his injury, but he said before he was injured he'd have liked to have stepped up and faced somebody like David Price. If that fight could be made in the future, we know the excitement Alan brings and we know the pedigree that David Price possesses. How do you think it would play out?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, man. That Babbage, he'll just come forward. But Price, depending on what sort of shape he's in now, he's at the latter stages of his career, but he's got a big backhand, and someone like Babbage, he could walk straight onto those power shots. So, and he's got a bit of boxing IQ, Price, as well. So it'd be an interesting one. And Price is a lot bigger. He's a huge, like, what is he, 6'8" or something mad. And Babbage is a very small heavyweight. So, yeah, man, it'd be a dangerous one for Babbage, to be honest.
And the final one, obviously the big one, which we all hope to see this year, the undisputed bout between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. AJ, somebody you've shared the ring with, inspiring, from that GB setup up in Sheffield. The bout is agreed and it goes ahead this year, though, Solomon. How does that fight play out? Break it down for me.
Yeah, man, it's a tough one to say, man, because Joshua as a world champion, his season now, he's been at the top sort of end of the game now for a couple of years, so he's got more experience. And Fury is so unpredictable and awkward, and no matter who he fights, it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be a hard night for Joshua. But I think Joshua needs to press it a little bit, try and get on the inside of Fury's long shots and let a few combination punches go, because unlike Wilder, where Fury dominated him, but Wilder was really relying on 1 and 2 shots, whereas Joshua has got a bigger selection of shots. He can whip him into the body, bring him up. He's got a great uppercut. If he can get inside on Fury, it's going to be very difficult to do that, But if he can get in there, man, he can cause some serious damage. But I think that's going to be a cracker, definitely.
All right, so we'll leave it there now. Leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. But I'm going to leave a final word to yourself as you gear up and get ready for your professional debut. What would you like to say to everyone who's going to follow your journey from this point onwards?
Yeah, man, just tune in, and support if you can, because it's going to be a good journey, definitely, man. An explosive and exciting fight. So just tune in, man, because it's going to be enjoyable to watch, definitely.
So it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. I'll keep in touch and I'll catch up with you again soon. Stay safe. Enjoy your first professional training camp. And I'll speak to you soon. Like I say, thanks for speaking to Boxing Social.
Nice one, Andy, man. See you later.